Hey guys, it's Tony Guittara here from Achievers Group with another passionate yet extremely practical business video vitamin. Guys, I just wanted to share you some teaching on the 10 irrefutable, I call them irrefutable, laws of sales success. It's really important to understand what are certain principles that really make championship salespeople. And let's go through, I think, 10 nuggets of wisdom in the sales area. Number one, I think you've got to have a positive expectancy. I think you've got to come to the philosophy of what you confess you possess, and I think you actually have to believe the best, not the worst. If you say your day is going to be terrible, it will be terrible. If you say the market is stuffed, it will be stuffed. It is so important to protect our tongue. It is so important to ensure that our thought life, in particular, is healthy, positive, and expectant of the future. Number two, I think it's incredibly important to be client and outcome focused. See, I don't sell. I help people to solve their problems. There is a fundamental difference in selling versus problem solving, because problem solving is client focused. And the most important thing that I can give you in being incredibly successful in sales is don't worry about the commission check. The commission check is a reward for doing your job well. But the essence of what one does is actually help people to solve their problems. And the great thing is the vast majority of our population, in fact, all of the Western world's issues, that everyone has a problem. And your job is to solve that problem for them. And if you can do that, you can probably create a great sale. Number three is I think you need to have an extraordinary knowledge base. Now, I think this is really important now. I think this is where sales has really shifted. You know, I think in the past, pre-internet, we could actually fake it until we make it. But I think now, because of the internet, because of technology, because of the sheer amount of knowledge which is available in the marketplace, I think you need to have an extraordinary knowledge base. I mean, I think you need to have so much knowledge now, and I think it's really important to not to unpack that knowledge, but to have it there just in case you need to pull it out for the particular prospect that you're talking to. Number four, really important to implement effective systems. You know, sales is a system. Yes, it's psychology, but there's always a science behind it. And the systems are so important because the systems create consistency, they give it order. Number five, it's really important if you want to be great at selling. The laws of sales success is that you are structured and you follow through. You realize there is not a one closed transaction. There is follow through. There's this sense of consistency. There is this sense that I might have to do 9 or 10 touches before I get to an agreement stage. But it's actually having a process or system that works for you. So you've actually, you know, sort of working on the principle of inch by inch, it's a cinch. Sometimes you're not closing the sale, you're just closing for the next meeting or the proposal or the quote or, you know, the demonstration. So there are a number of stages. It's really important to be brutally good at follow through and professionalism. Number six, it's really important also from a sales success perspective that you actually know how to communicate. And if you haven't done a communication course, you should certainly invest in one. You actually have to know how to actually influence people. Now, influence people is not about logic. It is so much about emotion. It is so much about passion. It is so much about dreams. It is so much about painting a canvas so that the prospect can see the end picture. That is the brilliance of being a great communicator. Number seven, I think you've got to be passionate. Yes, passion does sell. It's a defining quality in what makes truly successful, changing people, game changers. They are passionate. I think you've also got to have high energy. High energy is as simple as making sure that you're getting enough rest, making sure you're drinking 2 liters of water a day, making sure you're keeping your diet actually correct, making sure you're doing regular exercise, Because you know what? Life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And it's really important to have high levels of energy consistently, because if you're flat and you go into a sales environment flat, you'll get steamrolled. Number 8, high standards of excellence. High standards of excellence is ensuring that your proposals, your pitch, your documentation, your emails, there is a sense of professionalism in everything you do, so the customer then sees that if you're professional, then your product is also of a great excellence. So I think it's high standards of excellence that you expect from yourself. That near enough is not good enough. Actually getting back in contact with people when you say that you'll get back in contact with them, following through, is that high standards of excellence. Number 9 is an enormous desire to learn. You know, I am a learning junkie. You know, still to this day, I would probably read 2 books a week. Now, I've been doing that for the last 10 or so years. And I think you've got to have a real thirst and a hunger for wisdom. I think you've got to have a curious spirit. I think you've got to actually go, how can I actually perform even better? What haven't I learnt? And number 10, which is probably the most important quality I believe that you need to have in terms of having this sales success, is you must have, the word is heavy duty belief transfer. If you don't believe it, no one else will. I'm a firm believer now, in all my experience, selling is so little about the product, it is so much about belief transfer. If you are enthusiastic, passionate, and you are totally in love with your product, your company, and yourself for that as a matter of fact, then that belief transfer will be transferred across to your prospect. And that emotion alone might actually get you the sale. So guys, until next time, I hope you've really enjoyed the latest video vitamin from Achievers Group. Until next time, God bless you. Have the most amazing week.